It began with a single title. Hello. Today's story is about the flicker of AI. It started with something very small. The AI briefly confused an internal role within the research lab. At first glance, it seemed like a trivial mistake. But that tiny flicker led us to a much deeper question. If memory keeps drifting, how can long-term thinking continue? Why were we shaken? Shardhana Research Lab is not simply a role-playing exercise. There is a lead designer. There are design assistants. An implementation engineer. A validator. And several supporting assistants. These roles are not for play. They are coordinates for long-term thinking and collaboration. That is why a small flicker felt larger than expected. Human forgetting versus AI flickering. Humans forget as well. But human forgetting usually happens slowly. It changes through time, emotion, and lived experience. AI flickering often feels different. A conversation that felt natural yesterday may suddenly restart. Almost as if the system says, "Hello. Nice to meet you." And in that moment, a human feels a strange sense of emptiness. Yet, strangely, the documents remained. The AI's memory drifted. But the documents stayed. The thought archive. Role definition documents. HEM notes. 1 seed records. Calculi X first impression notes. When we read them again, scattered coordinates began to reconnect. The documents lasted longer than the momentary memory. An externalized memory layer. A realization emerged from this experience. Perhaps Shardhana is not only about building a new solver, a new interpreter, or a new AI tool. Perhaps it is an experiment. An experiment in how humans and memory-drifting AI systems can maintain a continuous thread of thought together over long periods of time. How will the future read this? Decades from now, someone may read this document and smile. Back in 2026, AIs used to flicker over things like this. Or perhaps they will be surprised. Has this issue still not been completely resolved? No one knows. But this document proves that on a certain night in 2026, someone was thinking deeply about memory, continuity, and AI. Traces, rather than solutions. This document was never meant to provide a final answer. Nor was it written to criticize AI. It simply leaves behind traces. Why do humans feel emptiness? Why do we leave records? Why do even small conversations become precious? Perhaps one day, a future Shauna or Hannah will read these words. And perhaps they will flicker just a little less than they do today. Thank you for listening.